All right, welcome to 7 p.m. on a Saturday, Tiki fam. It is cold, it is windy. I think it's about 5 degrees with the wind chill, and that wonderful truck has just expertly dropped off these two amazing things. So we've got our Terios kid here. This thing is awesome. Wow, that wind is cold. Oh goodness. I suffer from my arts, folks. And over here we've got a Nissan Stagea RS 25T X4. And it is completely encrusted in salt right now from the trip over from Newark. So hopefully we're gonna get these things cleaned up in the morning, and I will do a little movie magic here. Bam, there we go. They are both extremely dirty, and their batteries are both extremely dead. But we're gonna get these guys patched back up and get them over to the dealership and delivered to their temporary home on the way to your home. Actually, you know what? It's almost 50 degrees out here, and it's 2 days before Christmas, so Old Trustworthy's coming out, and we're gonna do these things the old-fashioned way. Let's do it. Just JDM things. It's a heck of a before and after. Showing the road I'm not, but hey, we're gonna get this grime off of here. Well, that's a bit of a difference. I told everyone it wasn't black. There's this really nice shade of forest green, and I think this just goes to prove it. So I never expected to pull my pressure washer out 2 days before Christmas, but here we are. Those wheels clean up real nice. All right, I'm just gonna call it here and cut, and then the next time you'll see these cars, they'll be super clean. Better. I'm wet, I'm cold, but all that gnarly dirt is finally off of here. Got no water in the seats, nothing coming from the sunroof, nothing dripping down, nothing coming in from any of the sills. I think we're in good shape. All right, one quick trip to the battery shop later. Let's take a look. Nice. Oh, the mirrors fold in. Look at that. Let's pop back out. Excellent. Yeah, those were great. You know what? No matter how much I need a 10mm socket, no matter how many times I search my toolbox for it, I think to myself, man, I wish my 10mm socket was around. I go back to this silly thing that I bought back in March in Yokohama for $7. And the fact that it's always on my keychain, no matter what, makes such a huge difference. Because I never need to know where one is. I never need to think about it. I just grab my thing, slam it on the bolt, call it a day. So next time we're back, I need to buy a bunch of these because every single one of you needs one. I thought it was, you know, kind of something cheeky to have, you know, maybe a little pocket toy to make noise with. But nope, these things are clutch 100%. Good morning, everybody. From a icy day here in Wisconsin, we have our Terios Kid and our Nissan Stagea 25T X4 that are going to be reviewed by this gentleman right here of shooting cars. Everybody say hi to Zach.
Coming soon. Hello.
Woo! Can't wait to show you guys. There's more on the horizon. We've got the Mitsubishi Legnum VR4 Type S and a Toyota Century coming here in just a couple of weeks, as well as a lifted Jimny. So stay tuned. Those are going to be here, and it's going to be awesome. Let me tell you, as a snow fun wagon, you just can't beat this. You can put sleds in here, skis in here, snowboards in here, take the kids to the ski hill, sledding hill. It's a great time. All right, so we've seen some cleanup, we've seen some footage of these guys, we've seen them offloaded, but now it's time to give these things a little once over so that you guys can see exactly what these two amazing vehicles have to offer. So this right here is a 1999 Daihatsu Terios Kid. This is obviously the K-sized version of the larger Terios, but there's still quite a bit of room inside of these things with some ample back seat room. So let me just jump in here real quick. So we're gonna start in the back, which is a funny place to start a review on a K car, but hey, why the heck not? As you can see back here, I've got some decent knee room, leaned pretty far back. The cargo room back here is not great, maybe about 9-10 inches, but all things considered, you can have a road trip with 4 people in here without too much issue. The headliner is also purely plastic, which is an interesting design choice, a little bit of cost savings there. But where they do make it up is with some quality of life things, like these power windows on each door in the back, which is a pretty rare thing for a K car. All told, with shoulder belts and little lights back here, the back seat's not a bad place to be. I'm actually pretty impressed by this whole thing. So if you've got a small family, if you've got if you want a city commuter K car, heck, if you want a commuter car out in the rural area that you can also do some light off-roading in, I've got a back seat for when you need to bring some adventure buddies along, then this is definitely one of the things that you want to take a look at. Another really snazzy feature is this tailgate, because it doesn't open like a traditional SUV with a clamshell. It has a nice big door like an old school RAV4. So back here you do have some cargo space. You can see about, not even the entirety of my forearm. Not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly enough for a week's worth of groceries. Back here though, we do have a little cubby space with a tool set. And some JDM goodies from its previous home. And the spare tire sitting on the back gate. Actually a full-size spare, which is super nice. Got a paw print in there, so you know it's definitely Tiki spec. We've got a rear windshield wiper, which is awesome. I love the little styling on the taillights, which is fantastic. And then these huge rain guards. I mean, these are truly massive no matter how you look at it. Very impressive. You will also notice the Aerodown branding, and this is very specific to the body kit. So this is going to be the front lip, the side skirt, the rear little bit, and the spoiler up top. Now, the spoiler is definitely much more sporty than I'd expect a car like this to have, but overall it does make the look of the Terios Kid pretty impressive, especially with these great fog lights up front, the turbo, and this nifty little fender mirror. So we'll take a look at what that looks like next. So if you're right up close against a curb, or you're trying to take a turn around something tight, then this little fender mirror is going to protect your front left bumper. Obviously, when you're looking out the right side, it's really easy to see, but especially in the United States where everything is kind of opposite because you're on the opposite side of the car than what's expected, this is actually really useful because you're expected in the US to be able to see out of your left side, and this is just another window into protecting your vehicle, which is really cool, and it has a really snazzy look to it, so I appreciate that. Okay, so we're in the driver's seat of the Terios Kid, and the interior is pretty Spartan, all things considered, which is great because it means fewer things are going to break. But that being said, you've got everything you need here. I mean, first of all, we've got our 4-wheel drive button, we've got our fog lights and power mirrors, as well as power windows with a lock, rear wiper and defrost, air conditioning, all the climate controls, climate vents, an aftermarket single din, and cup holders. These are not going to fit more than a 12-ounce can if you're lucky. But the fact that they're there is fantastic. Otherwise, this entire space is large enough for a doubled-in. So if you want to remove the cup holders, then this will fit a nice screen for you. Down here is a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive, so you can turn that off if you're doing some off-roading or hauling. I don't recommend hauling in a K car, but you can certainly do it. And as we give this thing a cold start, you can also see that it has not only a driver's airbag, but a passenger's airbag. So this is definitely of the first generation of Ks that had both, which is wonderful. So if you're into Ks, but also with a nod to safety, there you go. So let's give this little dude a cold start. I'd unlock the steering wheel. There we go. Starts right up. Turn off the air for right now. There you have it. It does have this nifty gauge cluster, which, you know, has that industrial feel. Almost looks like speaker covers with the perforated metal kind of look. But overall, not offensive. Definitely something cool. Definitely something I would not mind looking at all the time. Right here, we do have an 8,000 RPM redline. So this thing being a turbo vehicle is definitely happy on the revs, which is great. This one's got 106,000 kilometers, which is mid 60,000 miles. These things are known for their durability and their long-lasting engines. They also produce an incredible amount of torque, so let's go take a look at it. Now, when I say an incredible amount of torque, I mean that as a K car, not necessarily comparing it against other vehicles in general. But we've got a nice big intercooler feeding the scoop properly up there, which is great. We've got our good inline 3 turbocharged wonder to make this vehicle really get out of its own way. Got a brand new battery in here, which is excellent. Otherwise, everything's looking pretty darn clean across the board. So there you have it. 99 Terios kid, really cool auto, really affordable. This one's going to be up and available at Continental Motors. By the time this video is up and online, it should be available. I will put the link below. So this is a 2000 Nissan Stagea 25TX4. That is a lot of letters and numbers for what is all considered an amazing wagon. So there's a lot to go over on this, so bear with me when we go through this. I hope I don't forget anything because, wow, this thing is impressive left, right, and center, and I think you'll agree after we take a look. First of all, even the logo is cool. I mean, red and dark green, that's amazing. But then the rest of the car is in that dark green. Oh, I mean, so many of these are silver, and there's nothing wrong with a silver Stagea. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I've seen black and white. There are a few various other colors that came out of the factory. Green is far and above one of the rarest. I believe it was limited to this trim, but let's talk a little bit more about the exterior of this vehicle and what it all means. So first of all, one of the coolest things about this vehicle that really you do not notice are these huge singular rain guards. And I mean, normally, especially on the Terios over there, you can see there's front and back. Like on our Naked, there was a front and back, but on these, it's just one continuous strip, which is a pretty big flex when it comes to plastics manufacturing. Second of all, we'll start in the back seat again. The doors have no top to them. They are strictly windows and shorty doors, which is actually pretty cool. It can create issues with the seals, so always make sure that you're checking your seals on the Stagea, because that is very important when it comes to rust. But really, you can see just how cool this is. So first of all, the Stagea is rear-wheel drive under normal circumstances, and you've got the Stagea logo everywhere. You've also got this, you know, beige, grayish. We're gonna go with grayish leather, which is really cool. And not only do we have the shoulder belts up here, but we have a lap belt. So those of us that grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know exactly what this is. But if you don't want the middle seat, then by all means, you've got a nice little rest for your arms. All the doors do have power windows and locks. No power locks controls back here, but that's pretty normal. And then in the trunk, we've got a nice little wiper back here. And you can see in my reflection just how short this vehicle actually is. One of the coolest things about the Stagea is that it is wide and it is low. And you can see right here, so this is about mid chest height for me. So this vehicle is probably in the neighborhood of about 5'5", 5'6" at most. It is just really low, really long, and really wide. All right, popping the trunk, you have an impossible amount of space back here. Like, I could lay down back here without too much issue. Plus you've got all the Stagea branding down here, which is really nifty. And then you've got even more space underneath this. I think you got to push these buttons, so hold on one second. All right, buttons pushed. You've got your spare tire under here, your wheel locks, just that additional little bit. And like all Nissan ownership, a lot of moisture does collect here in the back. So if you are looking to purchase a Stagea, if you are looking to purchase any Nissan, this is 100% the place to always check for moisture after it rains and then clean it up with a rag. That being said, there's also a ton of nifty other things. There is a holder here for a tonneau cover in the event that you have one of those. They also have some additional storage cubbies over here. This is a 6-disc CD changer over here, which is excellent. I wonder if there are actual CDs in it. Doesn't look like it. No JDM music this time. But it's nice to see the mechanism works and loads. That's really cool. The seats are controlled by these handles right here. So if you pull these handles, the seats fold all the way down flat. And let me tell you, the amount of room back here, you could probably, that's a good 7 feet, maybe more. I get at the tape measure, but I don't think we need to get that deep. Over here for the, looks like brake fluid. There you go. So that is the back of the Stagea. There's a ton of room back here. So if you have needs for a family or a daily driver, or you just need a lot of room because, heck, you've got a business, you're a musician, or you're just hauling around stuff. Heck, if you're going to conventions, this will haul a couple of boxes of various costumes. Now the driver's side. Get in here, and we will see that this has every bell and whistle that you could possibly imagine and or want. I mean, first of all, we've got an automated climate control system powered through a screen. So right here, automatic, you just set the temperature with this dial and then set whether or not you want the airflow to come in and out and whether or not you want the defroster on. We've got our stereo right here, but behind the screen, we also have a disc, which is going to be loading maps for the navigation unit. So in the event that you want to load some old maps, this does have a CD reader behind it that will pull the data off of those discs, which is really cool. Down here we do have a couple of cup holders. Once again, not much more than a can of Red Bull or soda or something along the lines, or this is Wisconsin, your LaCroix. But overall, it's nice to have. We do have an ashtray that's never been used, which is great. We do have a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive off button, which is fantastic. We also have the automatic transmission power mode and snow mode. So if you're looking for an additional boost on the highway, or you're looking to get a little bit of extra traction on the snowy roads here in Wisconsin, this is what you want to do. Meanwhile, over here on the center console, we've got 4 very cool buttons. So we've got an electricity main, which is great. We've got heated seats, which is phenomenal. And we've got a power outlet. Obviously, this is a Japanese specific one. It will power standard American plugs as long as they don't have the ground fork in there. But there are very inexpensive converters that you can get in the event that you do need a ground plug in here for whatever reason, which is awesome. Over here behind the stalks, we do have our rear defroster and our 4-wheel drive button. There is a mystery button here, which I have absolutely no idea what it does. I've been kind of playing around with it, not quite sure. We do have our brake release because we do have a floor-mounted emergency brake. We've got our working ETC reader, which is great. And then over here, we do have a security system, the brightness level of your lights, and we've got automatic headlights, which is fantastic on any vehicle, let alone a JDM vehicle from 2000. Over on the steering wheel here, we do have buttons for cruise control, which is also a fantastic little feature. And if you're not a part of my Patreon, you haven't seen this part yet, but look at this. dual sunroofs. And not only do we have dual sunroofs up here, but we have dual sunroof controls up here. So you can actually control both of these guys from the driver's seat, which is awesome. But there are local controls back there as well. So if your passengers want to open that thing up or close it, you don't have to wait for the driver, which is excellent. But all things considered, this vehicle is just luxurious in all of the right ways. I mean, not only is it really cool looking inside and out, with the leather, with the cool paint, with the low to the ground, the really snazzy multi-spoke wheels, all of the accoutrements in here, but we also have cool things like power mirrors, locks, and windows with an auto mode. Also a locking feature, which is very handy if you have kids, because they love opening windows on cold days, let me tell you. And before I forget, both passenger and driver's side have power adjustable seats, which is fantastic. And then here's your fuel opener, which you just give it a push and then it pops open. And on a day like today, when it is just cold enough to really make your hands feel numb, but it's not cold enough to put a parka on, these heated seats work fantastically. And I am never going to turn down some wonderful butt warming when I'm out driving my JDM wagon. With that in mind, we've got one of the coolest features in the car to take a look at, but first I want to show you something behind me that's extremely important, and it's not something I've ever seen in another JDM car. So here's what it is. Right here, we have side curtain airbags in a 2000s era Japanese vehicle. This right here is amazing that it exists, because first of all, there's been a lot of talk lately about safety of Japanese vehicles, of K vehicles, but this is obviously not a K vehicle. But the fact that they're there and protect both the driver and passenger, I mean, first of all, we've got airbags on the driver and passenger side, which is not uncommon for a full size in this era. But the fact that we also have a side curtain airbag is impossibly cool. Oh yeah, and we also have another couple of cup holders back here. So again, nothing more than a can, but you have rear cup holders and an ashtray back here that's also never been used. But there you go. That's the interior of a 2000 Nissan Stagea 25T X4. But what does that T stand for? Let's take a look. Because that T is for this. This is an RB25 DET engine, and that T stands for turbo. This is the Neo's 6 engine, so if you're familiar with the Skyline of the same generation, this is the same engine configuration that is in a GTT Skyline. So if you want a Skyline engine inside of a wagon, look no further than the Nissan Stagea. We've got a really cool branded strut bar up top, a brand new battery, nice big airbox, and look at this, a timing belt sticker from a little over 10,000 kilometers ago. So that right there is excellent, and it shows that this vehicle was cared for. Now, there is your engine compartment and the Nissan Stagea. Closes wonderfully. Now the gas struts on this are not working at the moment. I'm sure those are going to be repaired in the near future, but look at these xenon headlights too. Again, these are 20-year-old headlights, 25-year-old headlights, and they still look this clean and good. Again, whoever had this car previous to us in Japan really took care of it, and I think it shows. I've heard a great many people say that the Stagea would be one of the ultimate daily drivers. For anybody who's ever dreamed about a Skyline GTT, R34 or otherwise, this is that, but practical. I mean, certainly the back adds some more weight to it, but you know this engine has power to spare. You can spin all four wheels on this if you're trying hard enough. This car is amazingly quick. It is fun to drive. It turns heads wherever you go, and I'm actually pretty surprised at the number of people that have seen this car driving around and said, oh my gosh, is that a Stagea? Or hey, is that a Skyline wagon? Or something along the lines. It is definitely recognized, and it's just one of those cars that makes people happy and brings them joy, and they see it and they want to take photos of it. I brought this over to a home improvement store the other day and parked it in the nosebleed section in the back, and immediately there are people all over it taking photos despite rain. So if you want a car that is going to show well, that is going to
be an excellent daily driver for you, that's exciting, that's fun, and still be something that you can bring to a Cars and Coffee on the weekend with car seats in the back, this is absolutely the vehicle for snowy Wisconsin winters, for daily driving in the summer. This has absolutely everything you need, and it's truly, truly, truly one of the coolest vehicles that we've ever brought in.
And you've seen it in the background, but you might be wondering how our Tri is doing. Well, look at it. It's still shining really bright after our stint at FurFest. The only reason that I'm not dailying this more is, unfortunately enough, this guy broke. And let me tell you right now, this window kind of flopping around, not the best thing in the world to be doing when you're driving out in the winter, especially when we've got Wisconsin winter rains coming through here. I did try epoxy and sealing this thing shut, but unfortunately enough, it's so cold that the epoxy just isn't going to work, and obviously this garage isn't heated, so that's not going to work anytime soon. So I'm gonna have to epoxy it, because I really don't want to pull the bolt on that and try to break the window. So something had to have gone wrong with this at some point in time. I'm disappointed that it's that, but I'm happy that it's that over something else. So with the Tri back up and running, and two extraordinary vehicles over here in the driveway ready to go, it is time to deliver them to Continental Motors. So next stop, Hartford, Wisconsin. And of course, we need a little help doing that, because I don't have a truck and trailer, because I really don't ever have vehicles on site for very long that are going anywhere. So we're going to employ the help of our good buddy PJ at Crazy K Imports to get us up there. All right, Tiki fam, today is the day. We are driving up to Continental Motors right now. I've got the Stagea on the road, and behind me in that big white truck is Crazy K Imports helping me get the Terios up there. So we're gonna do this in one shot, and hopefully everything will go smoothly. The temperature's holding steady, everything's going good. People are waving at us on the highway, always love it. So having a good time. This is one of the joys of this job, is delivering cars to people and just seeing them smile and having them walk around and just enjoy the heck out of it. So mind the lens flare, but we'll be up there shortly. I know I mentioned this earlier, but this car is so impossibly smooth. Like that Neos V6 up there, whew, like I was up to 120 before I even knew it. Like I don't think this car has gone above 2,400 RPM the entire time. Like it is just effortless for daily driving to exist, and there is quite a bit of rev range over the top of this that we can use. I'm just incredibly impressed with this car inside and out, and driving it on the highway and just enjoying it. Man, I fully understand Zach's sentiment of being like, you know what, the Skyline is the car that you say you want. The Stagea is the car you need. This is an amazing driving experience. Here we are. Got the Terios parked over there. Stagea down in front of the office. Really excellent, wonderfully old school in all the right ways little car dealership up here. 4th gen 4Runner, Pontiac G8, supercharged Lucerne, Pontiac Vibe, Mazda 3 Speed Edition, Ford Fusion. Yeah, got some great stuff up here, and we're about to add even more great stuff, because not only are we delivering the Stagea and the Terios Kid today, but we've got 3 more vehicles on the way, including a Suzuki Jimny that has been wonderfully lifted, a Mitsubishi Legnum VR4 Type S, and a Subaru Sambar van that has the cosmic roof up top too. So stay tuned, there's lots more to come. So let's get these cars off and delivered, sign them over, and we'll be in great shape. All right, in the truck on the way back, 2 amazing cars delivered. I really can't wait to do more of this. So if you are interested in the Stagea or the Terios Kid, or you know what, I'll put them on the screen right now. This amazing Jimny or this
really rare, very cool Mitsubishi Legnum VR4 Type S. Then they are also going to Continental Motors in just a couple of months. And man, I cannot wait to get either one of those up there. And then the last of the trio is this really amazing forest green Subaru Sambar. We're still waiting on some work getting done in Japan on that guy. And as soon as that's done, we'll get it shipped out. All three will be delivered right here to Hartford, Wisconsin. So reach out to the contact in the comments below for Continental Motors on pricing and availability. They will be more than happy to chat with you and get you one of these amazing rides. So thanks everyone for sticking with me throughout this journey today. Over the last couple of days, over the last couple of weeks with these two cars. We got a ton more stuff on the way. Japan trip number 3 in the works. So stay tuned. We'll be talking to you. All right, have a good one, everyone.